I want you to listen to this for a second.
Well, he's an unappreciative billionaire. You know, when I see people taking their freedom for granted, it breaks my heart. I wish I can just, buy a plane ticket and take him to some of the countries out there in the world, and he will definitely appreciate it more. But when I hear his comments, I was just not shocked. I was like, well, he's been hating on this country for a long time. But the important thing is we should keep people. It just kills my heart.
That's former NBA player Enes Kanter Freedom spouting the right-wing dog whistles to who exactly? That would be Laura Ingraham.
Or as someone once said, shut up and dribble.
That's professional basketball player Enes Kanter telling LeBron James that he should be grateful that he lives in America and that he needs to stop criticizing America. But also,
I want to thank you all for coming in for this technology, so I really appreciate it. And the second thing I want to say, man, we need change, and change cannot wait. We are, I get emotional, but we are on the right side of the history, man.
Oh, and also this.
I can't breathe! I can't breathe! I can't breathe!
So what made him change his opinion? He got a citizenship. He went from being the other, just a foreigner, to being able to assimilate into white supremacy. And because he's non-black, he knew he would be able to do that easily and not be affected by the problems that he noticed before he was a citizen. Close that door right behind him.
Here's the thing.
Enes Kanter grew up in Turkey, came to this country, and wound up in the NBA. Just a few hours ago, he became an American citizen. To mark the occasion, he has legally changed his name. His new name is Enes Kanter Freedom.
It's not just Ingram. Enes has gone on Tucker Carlson's white supremacy power hour to suck up to conservatives.
I feel like I'm going to just say this, and I'm going to be honest. People should feel really blessed and lucky to be in being America, because they love to criticize it. So I feel like they should just, they should just keep their mouth shut and stop criticizing the greatest nation in the world. And they should focus on, their freedoms and their human rights and their democracies.
This is him going after NBA players for daring to speak out about police killing unarmed black people at roughly 3 times the rate of white people. He demands they shut it and be proud to be American. Where have we heard this before?
You have to stand proudly for the national anthem. Well, you shouldn't be playing, you shouldn't be there. Maybe you shouldn't be in the country.
Because you see, criticizing Turkey, where his parents were born and where he lived, fair game, cool. Criticizing the Chinese government, fair game, cool. But when it comes to criticizing the United States of America, well, that is not fair game, nor is it cool. Apparently there is a line now. He has snapped photos with MAGA Florida Senator Marco Rubio, a staunch Trump defender.
As somebody who has helped plan coup d'etat, not here, but, other places, it takes a lot of work.
Oh yeah, man who peddles in coups, John Bolton also snapped a photo with Enes, as did slumlord Jared Kushner, who received $2 billion in funding from the Saudis. This photo was snapped at AIPAC, which has, per The Guardian, secretly poured in countless amounts of money in American political races, taking aim at defeating, you guessed it, progressives. Remember Jamal Bowman's win over super establishment Dem Elliot Engel? Guess who endorsed him? That would be Enes Freedom. Dude continues to be on the wrong side of so many things in this country. If he's so pro-human rights, why is he sucking up to Israeli officials who participate in apartheid? How about CPAC? Yes, CPAC. Yep, Enes Freedom will be more than happy to show his face. He even started a Getter account. Does Freedom, a devout Muslim who has spoken about fasting for Ramadan during the NBA season, not know that Carlson has called Islam the most hateful, intolerant religion on earth? Or that the Trump administration officials, courting his support, tried to ban travelers from several majority Muslim countries? Does he just not care? Wrote Mother Jones's Dan Spinelli. If Freedom's goal is to educate other NBA players on human rights, as he has claimed, demeaning their racial justice work is not particularly helpful. My thing was never criticizing black athletes, he told The New Yorker. This is not about color. I don't care if you're black, white, purple, green, whatever. As we have discussed many times, choosing colorblindness never works as a defense. Don't do it. The Nation's Dave Zirin wrote, if you don't see this as a coded attack on the NBA players who have protested racist police killings, then you don't know Enes or Tucker. So much for freedom. It seems there's a few things here at play. Now, some of them I jotted down. The first is funding. Who was behind him? Who is doing it? Who? I really, really want to know. The other is Enes Freedom is no longer an NBA player, not because he was outspoken, but because the game passed him by. In his last few seasons, he averaged 3 points per game, 11.2 points per game, then 8.1 points per game. He was not an effective scorer, and he couldn't play a lick of defense. You can get away with being bad defensively if you were to be a Carlos Boozer type, where you're offensively sound. The back-to-the-basket low-post player, kind of extinct. So those who would point to Enes Kanter lost his ability to play in the NBA because he was outspoken, it was going down this path. And that was because his basketball skills were deteriorating and the game got smaller. You see Andrew Wiggins playing the 4 or the 5, depending on how small the Golden State Warriors would go. That's the landscape of the NBA. He was a detriment. Second, with AIPAC/meeting with Israeli officials footnote thing, he recently announced a basketball camp in Jerusalem. Third, and this is crucial, attacking LeBron James. Think about it. It becomes lucrative. Tommy Lauren made her name by attacking black athletes, specifically Colin Kaepernick and LeBron James. Laura Ingraham did the whole shut up and dribble thing. That launched her into the NBA ecosphere where most basketball fans didn't know who she was previously. Tucker Carlson has done it many times. The sheriff in Los Angeles has done it many times. Sean Hannity has done it many times. This is a staple, and it's also incredibly lucrative. It's sort of like enlisting Dave Rubin to be the anti-gay gay guy. You have an NBA player, former, who's attacking the NBA. It is crucial. Not only for Enes Kanter to keep doing his thing and remain in the spotlight, but also for Fox News to say, look at this bravery. So it works for both sides. Jamil Hill wrote for The Atlantic, maybe the onslaught of attention has damaged his memory, but Freedom used to understand the need to protect everyone's right to speak up. Last summer, as protests were taking place around the world after the killings of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and Ahmaud Arbery, Freedom addressed the crowd at a Black Lives Matter rally in Boston. First of all, I want to thank you all for what you're doing, he said. I really appreciate it. The second thing I want to say, man, we need change, and change cannot wait. You know, if Freedom wants to maintain any credibility on social justice and human rights issues, he can't allow himself to be played so easily by the very people who seek to undermine everything that he claims to stand for.